Welcome to Yogaroo Online. And in this practice, we're going to have a look at twists. Twists are incredibly beneficial. I always think of them as being the power poses for really boosting the immune system because they work so well on really getting your gut moving, which, as we all know now at this stage, a healthy gut is a healthy immune system, and also healthy mentally as well, because of this link that's become exposed, or whatever the word is, through science, or discovered through science, this gut brain connection that one can affect the other. When the brain is a little bit out of sync, the gut can get affected, and the other way around. So working with twists today. So we're going to start in a sitting position. So what I want to kind of show you is the different, my writing is very small there, 50, yeah, okay. So the different rotations, because we all kind of feel that our twists are coming from our waist, but actually they're not. So I'm sitting on a brick there. You can pop 1 or 2 bricks under you, preferably if your knees can take it. A kneeling position would be better, because a cross-legged position, it's actually very hard to tilt your pelvis up to a neutral position. And we want our pelvis, if you place your fingers on those pointy hip bones, we want them to be sitting upright. So pelvis nice and stacked. We know that when our pelvis is stacked, our spine is given the chance to be in its lovely neutral position. Now, of course, we can change it by the position of our shoulder, but we're starting with a good foundation there. So let's start with our hips nice and neutral. Shoulders, just gently roll them back and down your back there. Shoulder blades slightly hugging in to the midline there. So we have 3 places where the rotation comes from. And as I mentioned, most people think it comes from the belly. So I want you to bring both your hands there, your fingers to your belly, or maybe just above your belly button there, kind of at the smallest part of your waist. And you're just going to inhale up through the spine, and then exhale, twist to your right-hand side. So I'm not mirroring you here. You're going to twist to the right, as am I. Notice where your hands are. So your hands have not rotated much at all. Inhale here, lengthen, and exhale back to center again. Now bring your fingertips to just your heart center there, just above your chest, so to your thoracic spine. So that's your lumbar, your thoracic is your mid-spine. Inhale, lengthen through the whole length of the spine, and then exhale, twist to your right-hand side again. Notice how much more you have twisted, so that we see now that even though we kind of think of this upper spine as being restricted by the ribs, in rotation, it actually has good movement. So we're rotating through the thoracic region here. We're also getting a little bit of a twist through the butt, through this being static and this twisting. We are getting a lovely stretch through the upper abdominal region here. Back to center again. This time we're just going to place our fingertips to our top of our heads there. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twist again, and notice how much more you're coming around. So again, cervical spine, the neck, gives us our most rotation. And the 3 of them added together gives us 50, about 75 degrees of rotation. So we better even ourselves up and just do that little exercise to the left now. So fingertips to the belly there. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twist to the left. And notice that this lumbar has not rotated much now. Inhale here, and exhale back to center. Hands to the chest there. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting to the left. Notice how much more we've come around. They're the thoracic, so the lumbar is staying static, the thoracic, and this is where we get the kind of wringing out of the whole gut here. The fact that the lumbar actually stays quite static, the thoracic moves around, and it's really massaging all the organs of the abdominal region. Inhale, lengthen here, and exhale, twist back to center. Last one, fingertips to the top of the head there. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twisting to your left. And notice then how much more you come around as the cervical spine, the neck, takes the most twist. Inhale, lengthen one more time, and exhale back to center. One more thing to mention before we start to incorporate these principles into our flow is the thing that I'm talking about, axial extension. So this is the idea of having this imaginary string at the top of your head and lengthening it up towards the ceiling. So this idea of lifting out of your pelvic bowl to give the spaces between the vertebrae as much space as possible so that they can rotate. Because when you think about it, when something rotates, like you're twirling a piece of string, it shortens. So as you rotate, the vertebrae come closer together. So we want to lengthen it up to give as much rotation space as possible. Lots of different factors that add or take away your ability to twist, but we want to give ourselves the best options or the best ability possible to twist. Okay, so coming up to the top of your mat there in tabletop position, maybe just lengthen the legs out one at a time. My knees certainly just feel that they need to open up the back of the knee there from the kneeling position. And then coming back to tabletop position, make sure that your knees are stacked over your hips and your wrists are stacked over your shoulders. So a nice strong tabletop position. So think of each of your arms and your legs are the four legs of the table. From this sturdy foundation, we'll take a few of our rounds of cat-cow to get the spine nice and lubricated. So inhale, the belly softens down towards the ground. Continue breathing as I give you a couple of alignment cues here. So your pelvis is tilting forward and down. The sit bones, those bones at the back of your pelvis are reaching up towards the ceiling. And then you're letting your shoulder blades draw together on your back. And it's like you're trying to reach the center of your heart forward to the top of your mat there. Little bit of a chin tuck there. We don't want too much extension through the back of the neck there. We want to make sure we're keeping an eye on the integrity of the cervical spine. And then exhale, we're going to do the opposite direction and you're going to keep breathing there. We lift the spine up towards the ceiling. And this time the pelvis tilts back or up and back. Shoulder blades spread across the back. So lots of opposites happening here. Press into your hands there and reach them away from you. That's another little nice alignment cue. So press your hands into the ground and without moving them, drag them away from your knees, like you're trying to rip your mat apart. Now let's flow through that. So inhale, belly softens towards the ground, press your hands in, drag your hands towards your knees here. Helps you to reach your chest forward through your shoulders there. Exhale, lift your spine up towards the ceiling, drag your hands away from your knees. And a few more rounds. Inhale, belly softens towards the ground. Exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. One more round. Inhale, belly softens. And exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale to a neutral position. And you maybe even walk your knees back a little bit and start to walk your arms forward. So what we're looking for here is we're going to come back down into puppy dog. But we want to see, can you keep those the knees stacked under the hips there? So we don't want the hips to go back or forward. And then that gives you space to let the chest just gently drop down towards the ground. If this becomes a little bit too uncomfortable for you or the head is nowhere near the ground, grab one of your bricks and place your forehead on the brick. Okay, giving a nice stretch to the shoulder and the back of under the armpits there, and a nice stretch into the sides of the ribs there, which is what we're going to be twisting with later. Press into your hands a little bit, just enough to walk your hands off the right side of your mat now. Bring your head down again. Your head might want to just gently rest on your right upper arm there. So reach that left hip away from you and the left fingertips up and over to the right side of your mat there. So feel that lovely stretch all the way through the arc of the left side of the body there, from that hip bone all the way to the outside of the left hand. Press into your hands just enough to bring you back to center again, and then walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Same thing, let the hips just stay where they are, let the head come down. Forehead comes to the top left upper arm there. Reach that right hip away from you now, and it might not move, just that slight intention of a millimeter of a stretch that gives a lovely stretch through the right side of the body. Now feel that space between all of those ribs there on the right side. That lovely arc through the right side from the right hip to the right fingertips. Press into your hands just enough to come up again now. And then we're going to pivot the right foot off the mat. So pivot your right foot all the way off the mat and come up onto the toes and reach the left leg away from you. So you are in one line, you have your right hand, your right knee, and the arch of your left foot here. Reach your left arm up on your inhale, and then exhale, reach that left arm overhead and lift that left leg. Squeeze the back of that left hip there. That's going to help you lift. And then bring everything back down again and come back to tabletop position on your inhale. On your exhale, probably. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll just start with a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, belly softens. Exhale, lift spine up towards the ceiling. We'll do 3 rounds, so 2 more. Inhale, belly softens. Draw the shoulders back, the heart center forward. And exhale, lift your spine up towards the ceiling. Last round. Inhale, belly softens towards the ground. And exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale to a neutral position. And then exhale, we're going to bring ourselves down into our puppy dog, and we're going to come straight into our side twist. We're going to come to the left side this time. Bring the forehead down onto your left arm. Feel the stretch through the left side of the body, or the right side of the body. And then inhale, just to bring yourself just up enough to bring yourself to the right side. And coming down, let the forehead just drop down to the right upper arm. Stretch that left hip away from you. Feel the stretch through the left side. Press into your hands to come up, come back to tabletop position here. And on your inhale, you're going to pivot that left foot off the mat now, reach the right leg away, left hand, left knee, right arch of the foot. Inhale, reach that right arm up now. Exhale, lift that right leg, reach the right arm overhead, squeeze into the back of that right hip there. This is going to be really strongly lifting the leg. Inhale to lengthen, bring the right foot down, and exhale back to our tabletop position. Okay, so let's start into a few of our standing flows. So we're going to start with a cat-cow. Inhale, belly softens towards the ground. Exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. We're going to come over to the right-hand side again. So pivot that right foot off the mat, reach that left leg away, reach the right arm, our left arm up. This is our inhale, and exhale just for 1 breath, lifting that left leg away and reaching that left arm overhead. And then we're going to come back to tabletop position. Okay, I'm going to demo on the left side, but you're going to be using your right arm to do this, okay? So on your inhale, you're just going to bring your fingertips onto your right temple there. So make sure you're in a nice sturdy tabletop position. This is your inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to lift that elbow out to the side there and coming into your twist. Inhale to bring the elbow facing down towards the ground, and exhale, lifting out to the side in your twist. And we'll do 1 more of them. Inhale, the elbow comes down towards the ground, and then exhale, lifting out to the side. Okay, so lovely thoracic movement there. Inhale, back to tabletop position, and exhale, we're going to step that right leg forward just to the inside of the right hand. Tuck the left toes under. Lift the left knee, bring your hands onto your right knee and bring yourself up to a high lunge there. Okay, we're going to do the same thing now in standing pose. So I'm going to swap sides so that you can see what I'm doing. And it's the same thing. We are going to bring actually, we'll be much better off if I demo it on this side. So we're going to bring your right elbow down to your right knee. And you're going to bring your left fingertips to your left forehead there. So we're swapping over to the other side now. So it starts with the right and then goes to the left and then the opposite on the other flow. So this is your exhale this time. And we're just noticing the difference between the breath on an inhale twisting or an exhale. This is our exhale. And then we're going to inhale, open up to the side. Exhale to bring it down. Inhale, opening up. So see, can you hold a little bit of the weight of your upper body with your core rather than everything pouring into that right elbow there? So press a little weight back into that left foot there. 1 more time. Inhale, opening up to the side. And exhale to come back down again. Bring both hands either side of that front foot. Bring the left knee down, step the right leg back and find your way into tabletop position. Okay, we'll start again with our inhale, belly softens. And exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, pivot the right foot or the left foot off the mat now, reach the right leg away and reach that right arm up, and exhale, lift that right arm, reach the right leg and reach the right arm overhead. Inhale to bring the leg back down again, and exhale, coming back to tabletop position. Okay, so you are going to do your left side now. I'm going to do the right side so that I'm equaling up. And so you're going to bring your left fingertips to your temple there, and on your inhale, the elbow is facing down towards the ground, and on the exhale, you're opening up to the side. Inhale brings the elbow down, and exhale, opening up to the side. So see, can you notice the breath? So usually it's an inhale as we twist. So notice how that feels for you, because then as we move into the next version where we inhale and then exhale to twist, notice, does it help you twist better? We're inhaling here and then exhaling, twisting to the side. Okay, back to tabletop position. And then on our next exhale, we're going to step that left foot forward just to the inside of the left hand there. Tuck right toes under, lift right knee, place both hands on your left knee to help you come up. Press into that knee there to help you. Make sure you're nice and wide on your mat there now. Inhale, reach the arms up high. We forgot to do this in our last round, so lengthening first. And then exhale, hands down the midline. This time now you're bringing your right elbow down onto your right knee. I'll just flip around so you can see me. Or sorry, left elbow to your left knee. Right fingertips to your right temple. And we're going to exhale now with the elbow down towards the ground. Lengthen through the spine. And inhale, opening up to the side. And then exhale. Inhale, opening up to the side. And exhaling last time. Inhale, opening up to the side. Okay, hands to the side of your front foot. Bring that right knee down, left leg comes back, and find your way back into tabletop position. We'll start our next round again with our cat-cow. So belly softens towards the ground on our inhale, and exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale to all fours again. And exhale, step that right leg forward just to the inside of the right hand. Now, this left leg is staying down for this one, so we're just coming up to low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So let's just look at our form for our Anjaneyasana. We're going to bring our fingertips to our hip bones, so these pointy hip bones in the front of our pelvis here. And I want you to see, can you lift them up and back? So maybe even squeezing into the back of the hip there. And this is to try and get this pelvic unit stacked here, okay, rather than reaching forward. And like when we were sitting down, we want it to be stacked to give our spine the best chance possible to feel in its neutral position. Okay, we're going to lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling on our inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring the hands down the midline in prayer position. Inhale here, lengthening, find our axial extension. And then exhale, you're going to twist to your right hand side here. So bringing your hands to the center of your chest there, soften your shoulders. So the kind of the natural habit here would be to roll this left arm forward. I want you to press your hands to your chest there and roll the shoulders back as you twist. So it doesn't matter how much you twist, just keep your nice form through your whole spine there. And we don't want this left shoulder rolling forward. Okay, and then inhale here, and then exhale back to center. This time we're going to try it with the help of our hand to the outside, and I'll come around this way so you can see me. We're going to place the left hand to the outside of the right leg. We're going to bring our hands to the heart center and twist. So let's start forward first, axial extension. So remembering our imaginary string coming out the top of our head. Place our left hand to the outside of our right leg. Fingertips to the heart center there. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting to your right hand side. Remembering to soften that shoulder again now, because it's working with that left arm. So make sure you keep it soft. Don't let it roll up towards the ears there. Soften the right shoulder, roll it back and down there. Reach that right elbow back. So notice you might actually get a little bit further into this twist because we used a prop. It's an aided twist because we're using this arm to help reach away. So this will give a stronger rinsing out of the abdominal organs, but it might not necessarily give as much strength to the core because we're using a prop here. One more inhale here, and then exhale back to center. Okay, and then coming down to all fours again, and we'll do the same thing on the second side. So inhale, belly softens down towards the ground, and exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale to tabletop position, and exhale, step the left leg forward now just to the inside of the left hand. Inhale, reach the arms up high again. Let's take one moment again to check our pelvis, make sure it's nicely stacked. And when you stack your pelvis, in other words, lift those hip bones up and back a little bit, you'll will most likely feel a lovely stretch through the front of that right hip there, because we're stretching out the hip flexor there. Okay, inhale, a little bonus, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position, hands to the heart center there. Inhale to lengthen, soften the shoulders, and then exhale, twisting to the left-hand side now. Okay, so just remembering, even just notice yourself. Where are the hands, coming? What kind of an angle are they at there? And then notice the next time round what kind of an angle you might be at. This strengthening, you're using these abdominal muscles here to take this twist. One more inhale here, and then exhale back to center. Okay, for the second version, we're going to use a propped one. So you're going to place that right hand now to the outside of the left leg. Inhale to the front, lengthen through the spine. Hands to left hand to the heart center, and exhale, twisting to the left hand side. And feeling that lovely twist. So notice now, have you come a little bit, maybe even bring your hands to that prayer position, half prayer position, to compare it to the other version. I've definitely come a lot further this way. Wringing out the abdominal organs, great for the gut there. One more inhale here, and then exhale back to center again, hands either side of the front foot, and stepping it back to all fours. So we're going to do a very similar flow, but this time we're going to be in high lunge. So we're going to be balancing, and your challenge will be to make sure that the hip doesn't follow it, because in this position, the hip is less inclined to join in on the flow. When we're standing, often the hip will start coming around with it, taking you out of your twist. So that's the challenge for the next part of our flow. So inhale, belly softens towards the ground. Exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale to all fours, and exhale, step the right leg forward just to the inside of the right hand. Come up onto the ball of the left foot, lift left knee. Both hands to the right knee there, and help to lift you up to your high lunge. So let's take a little moment to make sure that we're in our best version of our unique high lunge. Okay, so everyone's different. Front knee bent is as much as is comfortable. You don't want to have that knee coming further over the ankle, so back out of it if it's come forward, or make your stance longer if it's come forward of the ankle. Okay, you can have a little bend in that back knee. That might help you to lift the pelvis forward, or not forward, up, if you have tightness at the front of that hip there. So if I lengthen, if you can see, it's not great with the dark colored top. See my hands there. If I press that heel away, I've kind of tilted forward, and coming back up, I'm actually bringing my back into a little back bend. So look carefully now at the position of my hands sandwiching my waist there. As I bend that knee a little bit, it allows my pelvis to tilt back up again. So a little bend of the knee might help. That will make it a stronger pose in the leg. So take breaks and straighten and bend the knee if you need to. Let's get moving, or else I'm holding you in this for way too long. Inhale, lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Inhale here to lengthen, axial extension, and exhale, twisting to the right hand side. Okay, so now here we go. This left hip wants to join in the twist, and you're going to kind of ease it back. So make sure that when you look down, that left hip is still in line with the right hip there. Okay, soften the shoulders down your back now. Draw your navel in towards your spine, little bend in that back knee. If you feel your pelvic unit tilting forward here, otherwise it'll make the twist a lot harder for you. Inhale here, and then exhale back to center again. Okay, so for the next one, you're going to bring your left hand to the center of your heart, And you're going to bring your right hand onto the small of your back. So inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, twisting again to the right hand side. So pressing your hand into your back there, again, that gives you a little bit of leverage to twist a little bit more to the left, to the right hand side. Okay, but remember, soften that right shoulder. Inhale here and exhale back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Bring that left knee down. That left leg is probably feeling quite exhausted now, and bring that right leg back. Let's do a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, belly softens towards the ground. Exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling, and then getting ready to move on. Inhale to all fours, and then exhale, stepping that left foot just inside the left hand. Tuck right toes under, lift right knee, both hands to the left knee. Inhale to come up. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Pause here for a breath or two. Decide, might even help to bring the fingertips to the pointy hip bones there. Decide, do you need that little bend in the knee? Is it bringing your pelvis tilted forward? If you straighten out that back leg. And actually, the other thing you could do at any stage is to ground that back foot if you feel that it's too strong on the legs while we're trying to do this twisting work. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Take one more inhale here, and exhale, twisting to your left-hand side without any self-judgment. The work is being done, regardless of how far you feel you are twisting. You are working through this whole region here, and the thoracic spine in particular. One more inhale here, and then exhale back to center. And we're going to place the left hand on our lower back there now, and our right fingertips to our heart center. Start in the center, inhale, lengthen, axial extension, and then exhale, twisting to the left-hand side. Soften the shoulders. The natural inclination for that left shoulder to tilt up, because that arm is doing a little bit of work. Bring it, roll it back. Okay, notice how you come a little bit further forward. Have the hips joined, have a little look down, make sure that they're still both facing forward to the front of your mat. One more inhale here, and then exhale back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands either side the front foot, right knee down, left leg back, and find your way into tabletop position. Okay, one more little flow to do. Do we have time? Yes, we definitely do. Before we come down to the ground. So nice kind of more symmetrical way to twist the next time using the whole body. So inhale, soften the belly down towards the ground, and exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. We'll do a few more rounds of these. Inhale, belly softens, pelvis tilts forward, and exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling, pelvis tilts up and back. One more round. Inhale, belly softens towards the ground, and exhale, lifts the pelvis up and back. Inhale to all fours again, and then exhale, you're going to step your right leg to the inside of your right hand there. Tuck the left toes under, lift left knee, both hands to right knee to help you come up. Inhale, reach the arms up high now. Bring your hands down to heart center, and then pivot your whole hips to the side of your mat now. So you're going to be facing to the left side of your mat for the first round. Okay, so goddess pose, knees bent, remembering those pointy hip bones. They're going to be pulled forward by tension here. We're actively trying to lift them up and back. Okay, they might not stack perfectly, but we're just the intention is to lift them up and back. Okay, and then what we're going to do here is a little bit of side bends. So we're going to bring the right elbow to the right knee and reach the left arm up and over. Left elbow to the left knee, reach the right arm up and over. So a little bit of spinal side bending before we twist. The right elbow to the right knee, left arm up and over. Left elbow, left knee, right arm up and over. Okay, and then we'll take it into a twist. So both hands to the knees there. We're going to drop that right elbow down towards the right, the left knee, shoulder down towards the right foot. Inhale up to center. Exhale, right shoulder down towards left foot. Inhale up to center. Exhale, left shoulder, right foot. So feel that lovely stretch at the back of your ribs there. So just a slightly different way of getting all the different sensations of the twist. Inhale to center, exhale, right elbow, right shoulder, left foot. Inhale up to center. Now this time we're going to bring the hand down and lift the opposite hand up. So we'll start with the left hand down the center of your mat. So I'm not mirroring you. Your left hand down is the center of the mat, and the right arm is reaching up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, right hand, or inhale here, right hand on the mat, and exhale, twisting up to the left hand side. Okay, we'll do a few more of them. Left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, right arm reaching up. Hold on, we fix our breath now. So we're going to inhale to center and then exhale into our twist. Inhale to center and exhale into our twist. Inhale to center and exhale into our twist. Let's reverse it and see, again, like we started with start of the class, which does help you. And for me, an exhale, because you're pushing all the air out of the lungs as you twist. But then see how it feels to actually take a twist with the lungs expanded. Again, playing with your lungs and making them stronger. And also, building different things into your practice does different things, different benefits, okay? So we will exhale here and then inhale to our twist. Exhale to center and inhale to our twist. Exhale to center and inhale to our twist. Last time, exhale to center and inhale to our twist, okay? So different things. It's so the way I would see it is that, so if you inhale into your twist, it gives a nice sense of expansion into your twist, okay? So it's this lovely heart opening. Whereas if you exhale into your twist, it kind of gives you more room possibly to twist because you have exhaled all the air out of your lungs. So that's just a reasoning why we are doing it. So, okay, pivot to the front of your mat again, hands either side the front foot, bring that right knee or left knee down and step your right leg back and find your way into tabletop position. Now one more round to go and we'll do it on the left hand side. So inhale, belly softens, exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling, inhale to tabletop and exhale, step your left leg in between or into the left hand there. Tuck right toes under, lift right knee, hands to left knee, inhale, reach the arms up high, and then exhale, pivot to the right side of your mat. I am going to come to the left so that I don't have my back to you. And we'll come straight into it, okay? We're going to drop that left shoulder to the right foot and inhale to center, exhale, right shoulder, left foot, inhale to center and exhaling. Inhale, remember to lengthen with each coming to the center, okay? So that your spine has a better opportunity to twist, okay? Keep going there. Okay, we're gonna add the hand in and try the two versions, okay? So we'll start with left hand in the center. We'll inhale here and exhale, open to the side. Inhale, right hand down and exhale, open to the side. Inhale, left hand down and exhale, opening. Right hand down and exhale, opening. We'll swap the breath now. So we just did the inhale, and so we'll do exhale here and inhale, opening. Exhale, center, inhale, opening. Exhale, center, inhale, opening. Exhale, center, inhale, open. Lovely, okay? Coming up to center again, straighten those legs out, pivot to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands either side of your front foot. Bring that left knee down, bring that right knee down. And let's just take either some cat-cows or some figure eights. So figure eights is where you're just literally drawing a figure eight with your belly button on your mat there. So just sweeping the hips back. So I'll go through it slowly just to help you. Some people get quite confused with this one. So starting in tabletop, I'm going to sweep my hips to the right side of the mat, then they come to the left side of the mat, and then they'll come forward to the right side of the mat and forward to the left side of the mat, back to the right, back, left back, right forward, left forward. I'm kind of exaggerating it there just to help you, okay? So taking a few rounds then yourself, just drawing little figures of 8 with your belly button on the mat. Okay, and then just coming back to tabletop position. Let's just come all the way down to the ground, okay? So we're getting ready for the restorative part of our practice. So feel free to pop socks on, pop tops on. In fact, it's great to add layers on. Definitely restorative is a layered practice, as in lots of different layers of clothes on is beneficial. You will cool down very fast after you've been moving around. Okay, so our poses that we're going to do for the restorative part of our practice will, obviously, as they always do, they will link into what we've been doing as part of our movement practice. So we're going to be doing some restorative twists. And we'll start off with just a very simple one. We're going to windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. So bring the arms a little bit further than away than usual. So away from your hips there for space. Inhale to the center and exhale, drop the knees to the left-hand side. Inhale to center and drop the knees to the right-hand side. Okay, we're slowing it down now, slowing the breath down. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the left side. Inhale to center and drop the knees to the right side. So let's maybe do that with the 4-6 breaths. So inhale to 4, 3, 2, 1, and the knees are at center, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the knees are gradually coming down for the whole count of 6. We're extending our exhale, which is where the rest and restore lies. Okay, and inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And my knees have ended up on the right hand side. Okay, we're going to windscreen 2 more times. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees up to center and coming down on the left side for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring the knees back up to center again. Let's just take a few breaths in constructive rest. So constructive rest, it's the knees knocked in together. The feet are mat distance apart. So we've taken the effort out of holding your legs up against gravity there. And the palms are just gently either side of your hips there. Palms facing up or down, just depending on what you're looking for in your practice. Palms down is quite grounding and just kind of quite calming. Palms up is a little bit more cooling, a little bit more kind of opening. Okay, and then just rolling over to your right hand side, we get ready to set ourselves up for our first restorative pose. So we're going to use our bolster and 2 blankets, and then it's always good to have a 3rd blanket. I always practice with 4 beside me just in case I need them. So I have another one close by that you can pop over your hips or over your abdominal region. I always lie a blanket over the part of my body that I have been working on as just a little nod of appreciation for the effort they have gone to. Okay, so because we're doing twists, I'm going to pad my mat a little bit so that the hip that's lying on the ground doesn't feel the pressure of the whole body. So a 4-fold blanket, which is literally a blanket folded in 4, and place that down just in the center of your mat where your hips will be. Smooth it out. Okay, pet 8 in my restorative is ever, you spend ages getting yourself into a pose and then you lie down and you find that you've left a crease or something on your blanket, which can be very uncomfortable. Okay, your 2nd blanket is going to be rolled. So it's just, let's take it into a 4-fold, and then I'm going to fold it over again and then just roll it up. Okay, so rolled up to about that size there. That's going to sit in the small of my back, so the curve of my back there. I'm going to come onto your left hip first, and what we're going to do is, this is going to, so I'll move that out of the way. I'm going to bring my left leg into kind of a 90-degree there. And my bolster is going to come on top of the shin there. Okay, so just have that ready. And then this rolled up blanket is going to fit in the small of my back. So I'm going to cinch forward a little bit because I'm coming down and I'm going to lie on my back there. And this is going to support my lower back there. Okay, so just roll that up or down to make sure that it's hitting the right position. Get the legs ready. So I have that shin parallel to the side of my mat. I'm just going to place my right leg on top of it. So I'm on my left hip, left leg, right leg. I'm forward on my mat because I'm going to roll back and I don't want to come off my mat. And then I'm just going to come down gently, nestle that into my small of my back, which is the curve of my back because it's going to hit the small of my back when I come down. Gently come down to the side first, okay? Now actually what you can do if you have that blanket close by to you is pop it under where your right shoulder will hit, just in case your right shoulder ends up hovering on the ground there. It just depends how deep your twist is going to come today, but make sure that nothing is hovering, okay? We want everything to be supported in our restorative practice so that the muscles have the chance to switch off. Because practicing in our movement practice is about muscle activity. Practicing our restorative is about muscle opening and relaxing and just getting everything back to balance again. And just, you know, it's like an exchange of energy we take and then we give back as well. Okay, so here I am. I'm in my first twisted side. I'm twisting to the right. My legs are dropped to the left there, and my palms are facing up towards the ceiling. I have just that small blanket there, and it's just a kind of a folded up one, a small wedge underneath my right shoulder, but not my head, because then that will kind of take the goodness out of it, propping up the side of the spine there. Okay, so right shoulder is on the right, and you might not need that, so try it without. And if that shoulder doesn't reach the ground, pop it back in again. Okay, so hopefully that blanket underneath your hips there is kind of giving a little bit of support, a little bit of softness to that left hip there, which is taking quite a lot of the weight of the body. And in particular, because we're twisting, a lot of pressure goes into that hip. So if you're feeling anything there, then maybe come back out and pop another blanket on top of the other blanket there to give you an extra bit of padding. And then just take a moment as well to check that your hips are stacked as well, so that, you know, the position of the bolster keeps that right knee over the right of the left knee, and the right hip is stacked over the left hip there. Okay, so mine had crept back a little bit. And let's take some deep breaths here. And notice that it's kind of tricky to take a deep breath because we are kind of squeezing our lungs a little bit, but that little bit of effort in taking a deep breath is incredibly nourishing for our lungs. And as we all know, strong lungs is what we all need at the moment. Okay, so just breathe normally now. And we'll just take our focus off the breath a little bit by doing just a scan through the muscles of your face. And then we might do a little bit of 4-6 breath work. So just take a deep breath and then let go of the attention to the breath. And see, can you feel for the sensation at the back of your skull there, where your skull is pressing into the support of your mat. And so you can notice the kind of the weight of the head pressing into the mat. Now let's see, can we in any way lighten that load by kind of just gently working through the muscles of the head. So see, can you soften the skin across your forehead, all the way down to the right temple and the left temple. So it's like you have kind of a division line in the center of your forehead, and the skin is draping down either side like silk or like flowing water. Now follow this division line to your third eye, so that the point in the center of your eyebrows. And see, can you soften that region? Let it feel light. We're coming over to the right eye, and see, can you soften the muscles around the right socket? Let the eye become heavy in its socket. And let the skin across your cheekbone flow like silk. I'm coming over to your left eye. Soften the muscles around your left eye socket. Let the eye feel heavy. Let the skin across your left cheekbone be like silk. Now moving down your face, let your jaw be soft. Let your tongue press against the soft tissue at the top of your mouth. A little bit of space between your teeth and your lips. Kind of closed, but maybe, just a millimeter open at the front of your lips there. Just the gentlest bit of an opening, so that the breath is still mainly through the nasal passage. Now come back to that point at the back of your skull and see, even though the weight of the skull is pressing into that point, does it feel a little bit lighter? Now that we have worked on consciously relaxing the muscles in our head. Now come back to your breath again and focus on your breath. And we'll just take 3 rounds of 4 in and 6 out in our twist to the left, or twisting to the right, legs to the left. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and last time, inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so gently getting ready to come up. Roll all the way over to your left-hand side, place your right hand down and help lift you up to a seated position. So you are going to just flip your whole arrangement to the opposite side. I am going to flip myself to the other side so I don't have my back to you. So I'll guide you first and then I'll come into it myself. So just let your hips drop down onto your mat, both hips. Walk both hips to the left side of your mat and then let both knees drop to the right side of your mat. So get your legs ready first. That bolster is in between the knees there. The legs are at that 90 degree. This blanket here is rolled and it's supporting the small of your back there, but we're going to roll so that it's actually on your lower back there. So we're going to roll over to the right hand side or the left hand side. Actually, I'll stay where I am. And you're going to bring your left shoulder onto that left blanket if you need it. So if it's hovering, okay? And then arms either side of the body. Have a little look down maybe and make sure your knees are stacked, your hips are stacked, that your twist hasn't been pulled, or your twist hasn't pulled that left hip back too far. So see, can you stack? And take a few deep breaths here. Okay, so for this side, I'm going to leave you in a little bit more of silence to really let you drop into your restorative practice. But I would suggest that you do the same kind of a head scan that we did on the twist to the other side. So the first thing we did is we observed the weight of the head at the back of the skull there, and then we traced through the whole head. We used the scan through the forehead, the eye sockets, the cheekbones, and then the jaw. So move through that yourself and just get into the habit of being able to use your attention to find this relaxation. It's also nice for part of your restorative practice to be in silence and not to have constant instruction. And then we'll just do our 3 rounds of 4 in and 6 out breath, 4, 6 breaths. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and last round for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then letting go of the breath, letting it come back to its natural ebb and flow. And we'll get ready to move out of our pose now. So rolling over to your right hand side, use your left arm to help you lift you up, pulling the rolled blanket out of the way and the folded blanket out of the way. So I'd suggest for our restore or for our Shavasana, maybe you'd like to, seeing as it's down low on your mat there, you can pop the bolster underneath your knees and then coming down to find a neutral spine. Tilt the pelvis forward and back a little bit. Just maybe feeling for a little bit of space in the pelvis there before you come into a static position. Maybe grabbing one of your other blankets and draping it over your whole abdominal thoracic region. Palms up towards the ceiling and just really finding a lovely symmetrical pose here. Both heels on the mat, equal pressure, both knees on your bolster, equal pressure, hips nice and firmly planted on the ground there, and shoulders equal pressure on your mat. And feeling the lovely residue of all those lovely twists you've been taking in your spinal region, and all the organs of the body there, all kind of buzzing with a little extra bit of heat and energy. Get ready now to come back into your day. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingertips and your toes. And rolling over to your right hand side. And really gently, and just, listening carefully to how you can move to be kind to yourself. Make your way into a seated position. Hands in prayer position at your heart. Thumbs to your third eye, and to your heart center, and namaste. And thank you for practicing with me.